Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Conversations with Luciana, the house that Luciana has built, where everyone has a place at the table. If you're a new listener, I bring you greetings and salutations. If you are a returning listener, welcome back, family. Real talk on real issues, real life situations. Keep in mind, advice is never given, but opinions and a new perspective is always welcome. You can find me on most podcast streaming services as well as YouTube under Conversations with Luciana. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure to turn on your notifications to know when the next Conversation with Luciana are posted. My posting schedule is as follows: Motivational Monday, Inspirational Empowerment Tuesday, Open Forum Thursday, Coffee and Tea with Luciana on Sundays. YouTube exclusives are on Mondays and Saturdays. If you would like to submit a topic of conversation or be a guest on a podcast episode of Conversations with Luciana, email me at conversationswithluciana@gmail.com. Look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a good one. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? 22 days into the new year. Are you still the captain of your ship? The master of your destiny? How you doing? Are you still sticking to that New Year's resolution that you was going to lose the weight in 20 days? I'm cheering you on. Let's go. I was driving home this evening, and I was listening to some music, and I wasn't on Pandora. I wasn't on Apple Music. I was just listening to the radio. Because remember the radio when you had the DJ come on and he would introduce the song. You felt something. It was more personal. Now it's just impersonal. Everything is just like, you put a clip up there and you go, and just roll with it. Tape. But I was listening to some music. Songs that made you feel good. People that could sing. No, I'm sorry. That can sing. They can sing from their diaphragm. And the choir director, when you was off key, she'll take off her wig and throw it at you. I remember the choir used to be something that you went to go see. It was almost like a show with a performance. They can sing. Not these songs that they make up on the fly and want to test it out. I remember those when everybody wanted to be in the choir, and they would encourage you. You may not be a soprano, you might be a tenor. I don't care if you're all a woman. You might be a tenor. That voice is kind of heavy, It's kind of heavy. I'm hungry. But anyway, so I was listening to some music, and Monica came on. Monica is timeless, I never meant to cause you no pain. I just want to go back to being the same. Some of y'all want to go back, before you messed up that relationship. You wish you could exit stage left, and just do it over again. She can sing. She really can sing. And, Teddy Pendergrass. And, my dad used to listen to Mary Jane Girls. We all remember Rick James, Tina Marie. Ooh, la, la, la. I burst to that note. Don't quote me. I can't sing. But, you remember when music, it inspired you, made you feel good. You can listen to it with your grandmother or your kids. Now you can't. You can't. Everybody's either a trick-ass bitch or a thought or they shooting up somebody. I don't know what that is. Not feel-good music. And I'm not saying there's not a place for it in today's society, but I think it's fueling social media to do some crazy things. The people believe what they are in those songs. They were very inspirational. Remember, I know some of y'all can remember the boys bands of the 90s, right? 80s, 90s. And I don't care what y'all say. New Edition is just timeless. New Edition, I don't care if you put Johnny, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Ralph. I don't care who you put. They are just timeless. Those men can sing. I'm not knocking New Kids on the Block. They did. But you see that tribute? That was the one time I watched them one of those award shows, because I don't know who wins now. It's all like trash, dumpster fire. Just want to walk up on the stage and say, give me this damn award. You didn't do nothing. What song is this? Up there, talking that foolery. Nobody got time for that, you know. So that's what I want to do sometimes. Just cut the mic off. Just get off the stage. I don't need you to think. I don't need you to thank God when you're talking about WAP. I don't need to hear that. But anyway, you remember Salt and Pepper? Make me want to swoop, baby. Everybody remember those songs. Everybody. It make you feel good. You knew what they were saying, but without them saying it. It was kind of like a mystery. And you like that. Now you got these old heads, rocking to this stuff like y'all young. Y'all know y'all need some Geritol. Y'all need some Ben K. Y'all up there with them youngsters. You can't compete with them youngsters. They don't want to be elevated, educated. They want to be, watered down and just sold a bill of goods. I mean, I don't know what the music is. I'm not knocking it because they have a talent. They have a gift, But when your talent or your gift, money rules it, then you to me, it's kind of like you're just a slave to your craft, so to speak, I remember when rap bursted on the scene, it had a message. Again, you can play it for all ages. That's why you can repeat some of those songs now. When you at the barbecue, at the club, and they go, hey, why do women do that? When you reach a certain age, hey, that's my jam. But I'm just talking about how we lost so much. We may gain in some aspects, but we lost so much. We lost the feel good. We lost the inspiration. We lost that, we're better together. That's what we see on the news, on social media. And I'm not going to trash social media because the news media started it first. They stopped reporting the news, facts. They started, replacing it with their opinion, their perspective. And then you have a bunch of trash. And it just seeped its way into a new form. Facebook was the first one. And then it went on to others, IG and Twitter. Then it went on to, I'm pretty sure it wasn't the first. You had Snapchat, which I still don't understand that. But, you had, everything is filtered through. Everything is filters now, remember? You don't even know what you're really getting, You want to remember the time where you had childhood. There's no childhood no more. We're replacing that with video games and Facebook and all these other social media apps. People don't know how to talk to each other. They talk at each other, And so whoever has the biggest, longest stick wins, right? Right? Until somebody cuts it off. But I was just remembering good music. I remember watching the news and you knew who was reporting the news. They were reporting the news. It wasn't always pretty, but it was also depressing. Some of the music and the news is depressing. It really, truly is. And I want us to get back to where we celebrate, music and the artists that perform. It takes talent to sing. Some of these, singers and artists they're singer and artists. I just switched between both of them, but they grew up in the church. They sang in the church, and they went on to, record R&B music and things of that nature. Some people have an issue with that, Why? It's your gift. It's your talent. You can reach anybody, with song, I'm going to switch back to church right quick. You know how you can go to church and you can hear a song and it just takes you back. And you forget about all the foolery, nonsense, the BS that's going on. And you are truly in worship. You are truly just in the ambiance of the service. And sometimes they call it secular music, does that to people. It brings you back at a happier time. September, Earth, Wind, and Fire, remember that everybody would jam with that, And you had your aunt, hey, come over here and dance with your auntie. No, we're not doing this. But music make you feel good. Go back, think back when you went to those family barbecues and the dominoes or the spade table, the volleyball net was up, and you had all that food and they were playing the music, and you just you had the old people over there listening, and then you had the young people listening, but everybody came together. It was a family. That's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to family. We lost our way. We really truly trash TV, trash music has really ruined the potential of where we could have went with this. I'm not saying we can't turn it around and go forth and prosper. We can. But we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. Sometimes, like I said, you go and listen to those award shows and they want to thank everybody. You just want to go up there. I stopped watching them. Because I don't recognize none of that. Only music of my generation that we give credit to is during the Lifetime Achievement Awards. That's when they want to recognize. Nah, come on now. And I wonder what what some artists say. If it's just they're selling their product. They don't care. It's whoever popular, not whoever the most talented. It's whoever's popular. You're going to ride that train on into the sea of forgetfulness. We got to do better. We got to do better. I can only take so much of things that are on, social media to the point where I just cut it off. Because, what happened is negativity has, just found its way, and it's rooted and it's embedded in the fabric of our being. That's why we're so unhappy, and we complain and we talk about things that really should bother us and want change. And that's why this cause is up and that cause is down, and we want to believe in our rights, and it's just like too much. And you wonder why the younger generation is confused. They've been bamboozled into thinking that that's the way they behave. Do you know that people that are on social media 24 hours a day, they live, eat it, breathe it, spit it out, regurgitate it, whatever you want to put it, however you want to say it, and they wonder why they're so unhappy. Because what are you feeding? You're feeding your mind, your heart, your spirit, your inner man, woman, poison. You don't know how to decipher between fact and fiction. We see that when we turn on the news outlet or sports. You got all these, I don't even want to what they call sports entertainers. I remember the sports was the sports. You reported. You wasn't loud and obnoxious and having a ridiculous ass laugh and thinking everybody was going to join in and just chime on you because you looking like a buffoon. There's a time and place for everything. Where you're pulling out certain props to make it seem like you can relate. What are you telling America? That you got to have a bottle of alcohol at 10 o'clock in the morning? It's just we want to be entertained. Because the truth hurts. The truth hurts. But some of us, we need a wake-up call. We need to get it together. Interesting conversation that I had today. I wasn't even bringing it up. Some guy started talking to me about his life and how he's going to do this and do that. And so this older gentleman came by and he looked and he said, he was listening. He had this, like, his glasses were coming like beneath his nose. And he was just like, yeah, man. But, she don't need to hear all that. He was like, oh, she's my friend. He was like, man, she don't need to hear all that. You could say it without saying it. Be respectful. Then this is an older cat. He wasn't like in his 60s. He had to be like in his late 40s or 50s. And he was singing, don't do that. The old one teach a young one. That's not how you're supposed to be. You be respectful, mindful. You might think it, want to say it, but you don't have to, always, turn it on, turn it off, and know your audience. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot because most people won't do that. They want to bring up something, think it's funny, and I think it's garbage. And I'm going to put it in the dumpster and set that mother freak on fire. Let it burn. But you know what? It's just I wish we can get back. I don't know if we can because I don't think, again, it's a money driven society, you know. It's no longer where it was like, oh, you have, you go to college or you work or you do things like that. It is a money driven society. You can tell that in our politics. You can tell it's money. It's not for the common good. It's the money, the power. We're losing a whole generation with this. I want to call it the effery, but I'm going to call it a foolery, nonsense. Some of the old way you may not have agreed with it. It may be negative. Maybe, to some things you would change it, but at least you knew black and white. And I'm not saying about race. I'm saying you knew there was a line between them. And that was that gray area. But everybody wanted to work together, compromise to get things done. Now it's all about me. It's all about me. The music is not about, uplifting. What happened to We Are the World? When have they did that? There was a song that We Will Know. And it was a bunch of R&B singers from all different types of different walks of life. I think you can Google it. It was a Soul Train, and they were singing. Joe was in there. Tevin Campbell was in there. There was a whole bunch of people that were singing, and they were really, it was inspiring. It was inspirational, I should say, to see that they're all together just singing that song. I wish we can get back to that. We can with prayer and, just prayer. We can get back that. It was so beautiful to see that. We Are the World was life changing. It was bringing awareness to the hunger and the poverty in the world. And people put their egos aside to make a beautiful song, it wasn't about, I'm paying for this person's funeral, I'm doing that. You made a difference. You made an impact. You didn't care if it impacted your pocket. You were doing something. It was your civil duty to do this. But, I'm just reminiscing, I'm reminiscing. And that music brought me back. I was listening to rock, Aerosmith. I was crying and he was playing the harmonica. They was on that movie, Get Shorty. Or not Get Shorty. Maybe it was Get Shorty. I forgot which one. John Travolta. John Travolta. And Christine, she sang the song. But anyway, it was Aerosmith. And it went out. And I was listening to that. We have to broaden our horizon. Everything. Just because you're one race doesn't mean that you got to listen to, gospel, blues, jazz, open up your horizon. Listen to other music like, gospel. Gospel doesn't have a color. Music doesn't have a color. You either like it or you don't, But yeah, I was listening to that and that made me, smile because, they could sing and play the guitar and he played the harmonica and it took you back in a time where you wasn't worried and tripping off of so much stuff, right? There was no, if you listen to that new country is fire, but you got to listen to it. We need now more than ever to be uplifted and to be inspired and to just block out all the negativity. There's a time and a place for it, but it shouldn't control our thoughts or our actions or our feelings or what we wake up to and what we go to bed to. We need to be just to be positive reinforcement, and we just need to be and to hear and to escape for a moment. And then we can come back and be better, bigger, and stronger. But anyway, that's my opinion on the music of today. I listen to artists. I think I talked about it earlier when you had New Edition and all of them. I don't care if it was Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, or Mike. I don't care who it was. They can all sing. Although everybody kind of like gravitate towards Ronnie, but I don't know why. He was just different. But, Ralph Tresvant, that boy can sing. I mean, it's like his voice never changed. It never changed. Candy girl. You're all my world. I know I can't sing. I need your love each and every day. Remember that? You was, I don't know. I'm telling my age, but you used to listen to that. When you dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. Mr. Telephone Man, something's wrong with my line. I know I can't sing, but I like that. I like that song. And then now, this one is for me and you. Boys and girls, you tell me that is not where you just in the car doing, hey, I'm sorry, waving my hand back. I'm not that auntie at the barbecue that be like, that's my jam. No, I'm not going to do that. But you do feel good when you listen to it. But you just got to remember the time. Just remember the time. And go back. Go back and you want that place where you felt safe, you felt loved, you felt appreciated. And music can do that. Whether it's in the church or, in the club. You want to be remembered by, things that made you feel good and life wasn't so stressful. You have to turn it off. You got to turn it off, and you have to, I'm talking about all this other stuff, and just go back. Just go back for a moment. Even if you are young, go back. Ask an older person, how was it? Because I think that's what the world is in search of right now. That light, that beacon of hope where you remember and you just enjoy being here. You just took everything in and you build on memories, not negativity. Just remember the time. I hope you enjoyed my story time. It was good. I went back. I went back and I felt good. And I hope you do the same. I'm not saying there's not a place for this generation of music, but I hope you appreciate the ones that came before, that paved the way for us to be here today. All right, have a good one, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you for listening to another podcast episode of Conversations with E. Luciana. I look forward to speaking with you again. Until then, be kind to yourself and others. Make every day your best day. Stay encouraged and press forward, for the best is yet to come. Peace, and I'm out. Let's go.